By the end of the week, a show of force against migrants moving north through Central America, who he's characterized as, quote, an invasion of our country. Here's what he told Laura Ingraham earlier tonight.
When you look at that caravan and you look of largely very, big percentage of men, young, strong, a lot of bad people in there, people that are in gangs. We don't want them in this country. We have a very strong border. I called up the military. This caravan is not, they're wasting their time. They are not coming
What's
into
the military going to...
Of course, the caravan is not an invasion of the United States, nothing close to it. It's not a threat to our country or our democracy. You don't need to believe me. We heard it on Fox News.
There is no invasion. No one's coming to get you. There's nothing at all to worry about. We're America. We can handle it.
Is in James' home state of Ohio tonight at a rally, but instead of talking about the basketball superstar, he talked about South LA Congresswoman Maxine Waters.
So Maxine Waters is leading the charge. Maxine, she's a real beauty. Maxine, a seriously low IQ person. Seriously.
Congresswoman Maxine Waters, an extraordinarily low IQ person, has become, together with Nancy Pelosi, the face of the Democratic Party. She's just called for harm to supporters, of which there are many, of the Make America Great Again movement. Be careful what you wish for, Max. As you just heard, Maxine Waters did not in any way call for harm to Trump supporters. The president lied. Joining me now to respond, Representative Maxine Waters of California. Congresswoman, let me start with this. You did not call for physical harm or attacks on people, but you did say create a crowd and push back on them. And so I wonder, do you worry that people interpret that as a call to essentially mob intimidation, to usually use a sort of mass of people to physically threaten people in public spaces? Is that what you're calling for, and what do you think of that?
Absolutely not. As a matter of fact, you're absolutely correct. I did not call for harm for anybody. The president lied again. As a matter of fact, I believe in peaceful protest.
You also had people that were very fine people on both sides.
And let's go now to Renee Marsh, because Renee, it's my understanding we actually have a photo of this individual at a Trump rally from 2017.
Right, Brooke. So we have been digging into Cesar Sayoc's background and coming across his social media and within our own video archives. You are looking, it's highlighted there. This is a February 2017 rally in Melbourne, Florida. And this was towards the end of the rally, the end of the event. You see the man holding a sign with the CNN's letters there. That is Cesar Sayoc, again, standing behind the press riser. So what was happening in front of him is that the reporters were going live from the rally, and there he was holding a CNN sucks sign back in Florida back in 2017.
We need you. We need a free press. We must have it. It's vital. If you want to preserve, I'm very serious now, if you want to preserve democracy as we know it, you have to have a free and many times adversarial press. And without it, I'm afraid that we would lose so much of our individual liberties over time. That's how dictators get started.
Many times when you have two courses of action that both of them look bad, and you're trying to decide, which is the least worst action, you're going to have to make a decision.
Hello, everybody, and hello, Bill. And congratulations on being recognized for your lifetime of service. After the raid against bin Laden, the entire world learned about your extraordinary leadership. It was, I know, more attention than you probably ever wanted as a quiet professional. Tonight, I want to thank you on a personal level for your discipline, professionalism, and patriotism, which I've seen myself. As I've said before, even with all the intelligence we possessed, none of us knew for certain that bin Laden was in that compound. It was maybe a 50-50 proposition. But I made the decision I did. I gave the order to go in because I had 100% confidence in you and in your team.
In a breathtaking, blistering letter, the retired Navy admiral who oversaw the Osama bin Laden raid says President Trump has embarrassed, humiliated, and divided the nation, and he wants the president to revoke his security clearance as well.
In advance of an attempted murder of 2 past presidents and numerous other Americans and 11 murdered U.S. Jews, Drumpf was seeding the violence with fake news, deliberate lies, and bigotry. It's exactly what Hitler did. Identical. But more importantly, what has Drumpf done following the attempted murders and recent slaughter of Americans? Nothing. But look at itself in the mirror. It is always about Drumpf, never the victims. 11 American Jews murdered. And what about my hair? Maybe I should have canceled this Klan meeting.
I said, maybe I should cancel this arrangement because I have a bad hair day. As part of a larger national effort to bridge our divides and bring people together, the media also has a responsibility to set a civil tone and to stop the endless hostility and constant negative and oftentimes false attacks and stories.
Drumpf is absolutely full of shit. He defended why he attended his Klan meeting right after the murder of Americans. He defended it, saying that he should still have a happy time. Campaigning, that should be happy. This is the kind of shit that piece of shit says. He tossed out a lie about the New York Stock Exchange opening the day after 9/11. The New York Stock Exchange did not open the day after 9/11. Air traffic was grounded for several days. The stock market didn't open up until several days after. The shock of what had occurred was so overwhelming, things didn't stabilize and return to normal for a while. Things don't stabilize like that when drumpfsy murderers and attempted murderers are running around making threats to American citizens based on Drumpf's fake news, deliberate lies, hostile remarks, and attacks on American citizens. Drumpf is fake news. He's a fake billionaire. He's a fake president. If it were a real billionaire, it would have disclosed its taxes. It can't because it is not a billionaire. Drumpf going to Pittsburgh to fake mourn the fallen is akin to Hitler visiting a Holocaust cemetery. They don't want that unelected piece of shit in their fine city. Drumpf caused the horrific murders that they experienced, but won't even acknowledge its part in provoking and instigating and inciting the violence and terrorism against Americans. Drumpf has zero compassion. It is devoid of empathy and totally unable to act even momentarily presidential because it is not an elected president. It lost the vote by 3 million votes in the largest popular vote loss in U.S. history. It is not a president, it is Ficus, a failed, egotistic clown of the U.S. Drumpf isn't even fit to be a U.S. citizen, let alone a president. Drumpf has already returned to inciting violence and putting more Americans at risk with attacks on Americans. Drumpf continues to attack our elected leaders, Maxine Waters, George Soros, Private citizens, Drumpf keeps attacking them to his despicable Klan. Those are the very same Klan scumbags that were activated to attempt to murder former presidents and American citizens. This is what Drumpf does. Drumpf is an insecure failure and a deadbeat and a bitter bully. He's a malign degenerate. And where is immigrant melanoma to address her spouse's bullying of decent Americans? Nowhere to be found. John McCain stood up for President Barack Obama.
And frankly, we're scared. We're scared of an Obama presidency.
First of all, I want to be president of the United States, and obviously I do not want Senator Obama to be. But I have to tell you, he is a decent person and a person that you do not have to be scared as president of the United States. Now, look, if I didn't think I wouldn't be one heck of a lot better president, I wouldn't be running, okay? And that's the point. That's the point.
I got to ask you a question. I do not I can't trust Obama. I have read about him, and he's an Arab. He is not. No?
No, ma'am. He's a decent family man, citizen that I just happen to have disagreements with on fundamental issues, and that's what this campaign is all about. He's not. Thank you. Yes.
So where is the GOP cult now? Where are they to protect Americans? They want to pretend they're about national security, about defending our flag, about defending our nation, yet they aren't. They're nowhere to be found. They don't criticize Drumpf. They don't press him for his personal acknowledgement of this particular responsibility of having said these horrific things that prompt and promote this kind of violence. Where are they? And where is that deadbeat Ivanka? The self-loathing Jew, apparently, puts out a couple of tweets and thinks that's okay. Where is she to challenge her father, to force him to accept responsibility for his words and actions that prompted these despicable, horrific acts? Where is she? Where is the GOP? Where are they? You want to change things? It's time to change them and secure America. Secure it back from a despicable, unelected tyrant and a clan of despicable anti-Americans who could care less about American lives. Their shit show is about to end. Once Congress is blue, once the House is blue, be prepared for subpoenas to start flying. Drumpf Jr., Kushner, all of these idiots who are tied to treason with Russia are going to be brought back to House review. They're going to be subject to hearings that are made public. And that is going to be wonderful. And keep in mind, FBI Special Counsel Bob Mueller isn't going anywhere. He's the true MAGA. Mueller ain't going away. It is going to be over for Drumpf very soon. Whether Drumpf is truly aware that the finish for him is coming is another thing entirely. It operates solely on ego. It thinks it's the most maligned and attacked politician in history. And maybe it is, but not without good reason. Drumpf has brought all of this on itself and brought all of this on America. And it is time to see this piece of shit Drumpf swirl down the toilet. Vote blue, get rid of this piece of poo. And Drumpf must stop attacking the news. It will not silence the truth. It will not silence them reporting on what Drumpf says and does. It will only further endanger Americans with each despicable lie that oozes through Drumpf's despicable lips if they stop reporting, which they won't. Drumpf